Thank you for tuning in to the Terry podcast. It's good to be back. I've been on a sabbatical, as the pastors say, but I'm back, man. There has been so much going on in the world, a lot of news. We got deportations, Alligator Island, Trump in the Epstein files, ICE agents who killed two people in Minnesota, and Don Lemon, who was arrested and charged for barging in on a church. In a nutshell, there it is. And we'll talk about that. We'll get to the ICE agents. We'll get to Don Lemon, and we'll do a special on Trump and the Epstein files. And it's not surprising to me. This has been going on for a long time in America. So, yeah, telling everybody, look, they're not going to prosecute these people. The Epstein files is time wasting. It's too many big name people in the Epstein files. We've seen pictures with, Jeffrey Epstein and many of our celebrities, but it seems only black people go to jail. That's about it. You know, you're going to get R. Kelly, you're going to get Diddy. Now they're pushing Jay-Z's name out there as they have done before. But it's never Trump or all the people, whose names have been on that list for a long time. You know, they're throwing everybody that's non-white on that list, and that's who's going to go to jail. Not Woody Allen, not many of the names who are mentioned, Hollywood executives. They're not going to do anything to anybody, and I think that's the problem, that we don't hold white T America, responsible for their misdeeds. It's just kind of swept up under the rug. And that leads me to my story with Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. They were presenting an award at the BAFTAs. I think that's how you pronounce it, BAFTAS. And as they were saying their speech, John Davison, who's supposed to have Tourette syndrome, shouted out the N-word. And Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo heard it and just kind of paused for a second. And wow, it was like a wow moment. But here's what I'm saying. Nobody in the room white really did anything. They just kind of, oh, well, he's got Tourette. He should have been escorted out of that building. And it was conveniently timed. Out of all the people that hit the stage that night, he said the N-word when Delroy and Michael B. Jordan were on stage. So I don't think that's Tourette. I think it's what it is. It's white America. He said what he felt. You know, I think his Tourette's is conveniently timed, okay? Let me say that. Because I know if that was a Jewish person on stage and he said anything harmful to a Jew, they would have had a cure for Tourette by in the morning. He would have been deported somewhere. He would have been locked up. There would have been a law passed. And he would have never mentioned that word again. Okay? So I guess let me ask a question. And I'm saying this to all my black Democrats, all my black Republicans. How much is enough that we as a people, foundational black Americans, How much are we expected to absorb from white America with racial discrimination and hate? You know, how much hate and racism are we supposed to tolerate at this point? Okay? I'm asking. So when you're voting for these parties who are controlled and led by white people, we're the only group that does not fight for policy, for group policy. You notice right now, everybody's fighting for immigration. These are non-citizens. These are illegal citizens. As a matter of fact, Jasmine Crockett said just because you come here illegal does not make it a crime. By definition, if it's illegal, it's a crime. She's a lawyer. She knows better than that. So, and for the people who are going to come to me about Jasmine Crockett, I don't want to hear it. This woman is an attorney. She's very smart, very smart. She knows what she's saying. She's just not holding her party accountable. Okay? So we're going to move past that. You know, we're always told hate just only comes from the Republicans. Oh, Donald Trump is hateful. He's a racist. The Republicans are hateful. They're racist. It's never the Democrats, and those are the ones who back all the LGBTQ, who back the racism against black people, who back immigration. Do y'all see how hard they stumping for immigration right now? I want to see them do the same thing for Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I want to have the same energy. I want press conferences. I want laws passed. I want it all. Because if you have Tourette's, then you're not going to sit it in assembly. You're not. Because we don't want you to scream out anything about Jewish people or white people. Or especially that, we don't want you to scream out anything about black people. So it's best that if you have Tourette syndrome, we're going to leave you outside. Or you can watch it from TV at home, okay? Let's just do that to be safe. See, we're not safe anywhere. We're fair game for everybody. And again, shout out to Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx kept it 100. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. Everybody black in that room should have gotten up and left. Just walk out. And again, I want to see the Democratic shields. You know who you are. D.L. Hewley. Roland Martin, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey. I want to see you denounce this. I want to see you go at the Democrats hard body, just like you're doing on immigration. I want you to stand up for these two brothers like you do for these immigrants and everybody else. Okay? Now, another slap in the face. The Somalis who just finessed the government out of over 250 million with fake businesses. You name it, they've done it. And Ilhan Omar, her people, the Somalis, are now asking the United States government, hey, I know we robbed y'all, but we gonna need some reparations. For all the discomfort that you have caused us. Yeah, I know we stole from you. Got it. I'm going to need a bag for that. There was a reason they had the Leering Center and not the Learning Center. I don't know any children you send to the Leering Center. The word on the building, you guys remember the word on the building was misspelled? It was misspelled. And they had a transportation business that did not exist. So all the scamming they did to taxpayers of Minnesota and the government, over $250 million. They now say that they want reparations. Get the hell out of here. How, man, you got some balls to say to the American people and the United States government, being a foreigner on this land, I'm going to rob you, and then I'm going to ask for damages to be paid because you found out I robbed you. You know, you're making me uncomfortable. I robbed you. Now I need you to give me reparations for just making me uncomfortable for robbing you. Let's just say what it is. Okay? This is why I say the United States should not be allowing large groups of people who come in here from other countries to inhabit the United States in large groups. White, black, it doesn't care if you're from India, you should not. The United States of America should be Americans, because what it is, these people have dual allegiances, okay? And when they come here, they ain't hollering the United States. They eating off the United States. They hollering, Somalis, Somalis, Somali. Okay. Go back to Somali. See, when they say we have diaspora wars, we don't have a war because Foundational Black Americans, we're not paying attention to you. And remember, we fought to get you over here. It was the laws passed by my ancestors during the 60s, immigration laws, to get you over here. That's the reason you can come over here in large numbers right now. Don't forget that. The Somalis have robbed American taxpayers and the government and should be sent back to Somalia. Yet they're saying we want reparations. Trump, if you're listening, I'm all for what you're doing with ICE, okay? Do what you got to do. And message to Ricky Smiley, who was crying, oh, they're getting these immigrants out of here, and I'm worried we need to have a dual citizenship. And Ricky Smiley, I cannot be deported. You cannot be deported. So why you even got on that line? And brother, I try to give you grace. I pray that you stop this. Open Coonan, I pray that you stop this, okay? You and others. We don't need a damn dual citizenship. We are not generic Africans. I don't take no summer vacations and go visit my cousins in a hut out in Africa. Okay? I'm foundational to this land. I cannot be deported. So all that drama you do when you get there, and I'm just worried. Oh God, I'm worried. If they do it to them, they'll do it to us. These people have not experienced 1% of what black folks over here in the United States have gone through. We built the United States. There would have not been a United States had it not been for our ancestors. So for you to sit here with this, we're going to be deported because they're deporting illegals. The immigrant problem is not our problem. Okay? I'm going to wrap it up. It's not our problem. And Tim Scott allegedly knew what was going on. See, these democratic cities, black folks are fighting for reparations. You're telling us, quit begging. Please, you're begging. And then Barack Obama, a rising tide lifts all boats. We don't have a boat. And when they come over here, you get them yachts. When they come over here, you give them yachts. They got a whole section of town, stores, everything is owned by them. In black communities, we've got outsiders owning our stores. Our neighborhood is filled with people who do not share in our culture, only benefit. Though we're told to be quiet. Quit begging. Quit begging. Who are you begging? Oh, what do the immigrants need? How much? 200 million? Okay. I'll write the check. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll write it. I'll have it written up. The funds will be dispersed. Okay, in the midst of the Diaspora Awards, again, we're back to that. The Essence Festival, as we know it, is over. Unless you give it back to Foundation of Black Americans, who it was intended for, who it was created by. This is why we have to own our culture, okay? It's a rich history of music, the Essence Festival is. Music from artists like Frankie Beverly, the legendary Frankie Beverly, Charlie Wilson, New Edition, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills. I could keep going on and on and on. It was taken over last year, and it was Africanized, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Okay? Richard Lou Dennis, who is Liberian, he's of Liberian descent. He's one of the owners. And this is, again, people from the diaspora, they tether on to our culture. And when they try to take over our culture, you see what happens. We don't have the same soul. We're not built the same. That's okay. If I go to Africa, I don't know those traditions. So they have every right not to want me or any other foundational Black American to be a part of their events or own their events. Let me just say that. Okay? So everybody gets mad. We're being divisive when we say this is ours. No. Can't everybody share in it? No, it belongs to us. Because you see, when they come over, just like this is another BET. BET was bought by a non-Black person, and what happened? It was destroyed. It was destroyed. Now, the Essence Festival is said to owe New Orleans hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's been unpaid. It has been unpaid. Again, when you have no connection to the culture, and let me go back to Africa. If you go to Africa right now and try to own anything, and I had I guess a dispute with at one time was a good friend of mine. I had to just move on from it. Everybody Black talking about going to Africa. You're Black, foundational Black American. You cannot own anything in Africa. If you go to Africa, you are what? A foreigner. You got to fill out paperwork. You got to get a visa. They don't see you as an African. So while you claim in Africa, when you go over there, if you get land, that land is leased. The tribes own that, and they can come in at any time and get that land back from you. See, they protect. They gatekeep to make sure you don't own anything in their culture. Now, they don't do that to the Indian people. They don't do that to the Asians, and they don't do that to the white people, okay? Only us. If we go over there and you buy land, you're not buying land. You got to bring a bag. And you have to have someone sponsor you to go over to Africa. So stop, stop with this African American. That was something pushed on us by Jesse Jackson, God rest his soul, and the Democrats. Jesse Jackson, by the way, a lot of people don't know, Jesse Jackson was a Cherokee, if I'm not mistaken. He was getting a check from the Indian tribe. He knew we were not African Americans. I'll leave it at that. So when people say he's being bashed unwarranted, no. Jesse Jackson was an Indian. Okay? Jesse Jackson was an Indian. He knew. So when I've told Black people, Look up Walter Plecker. Black folks, indigenous Aboriginal black folks who were already in the Americas were reclassified to Negro. They were already here. So Jesse Jackson was an Indian. So the need to Africanize us was to try to make us an immigrant on our land. Okay? They were trying to Africanize us on our own land. We are Americans. We are on this land Americans. There were very little Africans that came over here. I just forgot the book. I think I put it on my page. It's the Negro versus, I'll repost it on my page, but it said they only brought 3 Africans, 2 or 3 a month. Now, how can you build a slave trade off of 2, 3 Africans a month? When you got cotton fields, not cotton sections. So those, you got 5 months. You got 10 people that showed up. Y'all get out there and cover the whole Southwest region and get this cotton. No. So again, to the people who say we're being divisive because we're claiming our culture, foundational Black Americans have spoken. These people can emulate us, they can cosplay as us, but at the end of the day, they're not us, okay? And that's okay. I'm not an African. I don't know your culture. I don't know your dances. I don't know the foundation, okay? That's okay. So why is it bad when we say you can have your Puerto Rican Day parades, everything that goes on with you, you can have it. We're fine. We support you. But when it's Black History Month or anything dealing with Black people, you're throwing Hispanics in there. And I've told people, Hispanics, look up LULAC. They said the Negro fight is not mine. The Hispanics have claimed, as you saw with Donald Trump, they want to be white in proximity. And white folks said, no, you ain't white. We ain't going to even do that. You ain't white. But what we'll let you do is just claim white as a status, but you're Hispanic, okay? Again, Spain, they cannot go to Spain. Spain doesn't, you're not Spanish. You Negroes out of Mexico, that's who you are. You mulatto babies, okay? You almost made it into whiteness. So again, the Essence Festival, as we know it, is over. It's over, okay? So to the Africans who say that we're being divisive, there's a need for us to be divisive. There's a need for us to delineate from you guys because we now see that you're not going to take pride in anything that we have created. So we've created every genre of music, and we shared it with the world. They really took it. Just like Shabuzi got up there. Immigrants built this country. Shabuzi, you do know, number one, immigrants did not build this country. That's a damn lie. You don't immigrate somewhere and build a country. Black folks built the country for free, under oppression. Your parents didn't make a sacrifice to run over here. That's not a sacrifice. That's escaping. So to Shabuzi, let's get it clear. There's no sacrifice in immigrating. If I immigrate to Europe and raise children over there, and they get over there and say, my daddy immigrated over here, he was brave. No, I was fleeing somewhere. I was trying to get the hell out of the United States for something. There's nothing special about me. I took my kids to a better place. Immigrants did not build the country. And shout out to Bernice King, who made that clear. And see, the Democrats don't get in line until somebody like Bernice King steps up and say, hey, wait a minute. Just like she got at Sexy Red for that picture with her daddy. Notice none of the Democrats said anything about that. See, they need Sexy Red to be degenerate. But Bernice King corrected, no. This land was built by black folks, enslaved black folks, not immigrants. Y'all didn't immigrate into slavery. You immigrated into freedom. You fled over here. So everybody talking about Africa over here, man, Africa's this, man, Africa's that. Well, why are you over here in New Jersey? If Africa's got all that going on, why are you not back in Africa? If y'all built the United States, all you immigrants, why aren't you back in your own home countries, building your countries? Huh? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. You're advertising for a place that you've abandoned. Man, Africa is great. Africa got it going on. Even the air smell good when you, ooh, you smell that? Ooh, that's African air. Where you live at, brother? Oh, I'm in Philadelphia. How in the hell are you in Philadelphia talking about how great Africa is and you're over here with me? Oh, boy. Black folks, it's okay to just mind your business. This is not our fight. We're not fighting for any other groups. We're not fighting for any other groups. We have so many problems within the black community. Poverty. I'm in Memphis. We have, I think, a 30% poverty rate with children. There are too many things, at stake here. Education, housing, the cost of living. Nobody's making, we haven't had a cost of living raise, and I don't know when. Things are getting more expensive. People are losing jobs. And black folks, you around here voting for LGBTQ transgender rights. You got a Democratic politician, I forgot his name. He's talking about children should be made available to them porn. This is what you're voting for. You ain't voting for no LGBTQ rights. You're voting for drag queens to read to your children. You're voting for transgender. You're voting for immigration. This is what you're voting for. You won't do the research. So I don't want to hear nobody didn't vote for Kamala because she's a woman. No, we asked for a plan, and she said again, I'm not doing anything just for black folks unless it benefits everybody, which means, let me break it down, black folks, y'all ain't getting a damn thing. Don't worry, you ain't getting nothing. It's about time I spread this money out to the Hispanics, to the minority, which is a white woman, to the immigrants. You ain't gonna get it. Oh, man. I had about $1 billion in my pocket right before you came. Okay. So no more Essence, no more. Black folks, boycott Essence until we gain back control, soul control, or leave it alone. In the city of New Orleans, you should have been a part of that to make sure that it's not lost. Those are traditions. Those are traditions that have been passed down. And now it's been diluted so bad that nobody wants to touch it. I'm out of here, my guy. I'm out of here. Look, follow me on YouTube, the Terry Podcast, and also the Real Terry Harris on Facebook. Thank you so much. And good night. And to my family, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.